Hi guys. Today I want to talk about life after the narcissist and how do you get into a new relationship once you have moved on from a narcissist? How do you avoid getting with another abuser? We're going to talk about that in today's video. But first, before we begin, I want to make a very important announcement regarding a scammer that has been making the rounds on both my YouTube channel and my Instagram account. It is a confirmed scam, and this person is claiming to be a hacker. They're claiming that they can get information on your narcissistic spouse in order to aid your divorce process. They are asking you to send money and contact them through WhatsApp and through Instagram. This is a scam through and through. They're going to take your money and then they're going to come back to you saying they need more money for more software, and it's going to be one of these endless cycles where you're going to get nothing except a depleting bank account. If you see these kinds of messages and you have the option to report them, please do. I am deleting them as fast as I see them, but they are really bombarding the account right now. So just be aware, just use your logical mind. This is a scam. This is not going to help you. This is a typical predator preying on vulnerable people. And this is very important because if you're in a secure state of mind, you might see a message like this and you're going to know right off the hop that this is a scam, and you're going to blow right by it and ignore it. But when you are in a weakened state of vulnerability, you might read that message and think this person can help you and be willing to pay any amount of money to get relief from the pain you're feeling. And this is what these type of people do, to prey on innocent victims, much like the narcissist. And this actually ties perfectly into today's video. So before we begin, I just wanted to say welcome back everybody who is a subscriber, and welcome everybody new that is new to my channel. My name is Amy and this is Narcaway. My channel is devoted to educating, supporting, and encouraging victims and survivors of narcissistic abuse. So once you've left a narcissistic relationship and you've gone through the healing process and time has passed and you have gotten over the heartbreak and the pain of your loss of your relationship, and you begin to start noticing people again and wanting to get into a new relationship, you might be very scared about ending up in the same situation that you have left. And that is a very valid fear. It is very common for victims of narcissistic abuse to end up with another narcissist. This cycle tends to perpetuate itself, and that is because you have not done the true healing and the true recovery. You cannot go into a new relationship if you are not fully healed without risking being abused again. You must have complete control of your boundaries. That is the number one and really the only tool you need to ensure your safety from being re-abused. When you have healthy, established boundaries, it's impossible to be abused. When your boundaries are weakened or easily compromised, it's very easy to be abused. And it really comes down to that simple word, boundaries. How do you avoid being abused in your next relationship? You need to have very firm, established, unwavering boundaries. What do I mean by this? If somebody crosses a line that you are uncomfortable with, you must be prepared to walk away from the relationship. And that's really as simple as I can explain it. You can tell somebody, I do not like that. I do not appreciate that. Please don't do that. That's the first step. And this is where that person is going to show you their true colors, whether they're going to respect your boundaries or not. Because once you tell somebody that this is a line that you don't want crossed, they're going to either respect it or not. And if they do, wonderful. Yay, you have found a respectful partner that is going to honor your boundaries. You have said you don't want to do that, and so they are going to listen to you and not do that again. Mind you, everybody makes mistakes, and you do have to understand the difference between somebody making a mistake and correcting that, rectifying it, making it right, and somebody blatantly trampling over lines that you have tried to establish. When somebody takes your boundary and flat out ignores it, they are now setting a precedent that they can do what they want to you because you have allowed it. If you have said no to something and they have done it and you let them back in your life and give them a second chance, they do it again, you let them back in again, they do it a third time, they know that that boundary means nothing. You are not going to uphold any repercussions relating to the boundary you have set. So in essence, there is no boundary there whatsoever. It has been crossed. It now does not exist. And you are compromising yourself now because you are allowing something to happen that you really truly don't want to happen. But the person that has crossed the boundary knows that there's no consequence to their actions, that you're going to allow them to keep doing that. And thus begins the allowance of abuse. The alternative to that is you saying, no, I have told you once, I have told you twice, and that is where this ends. And you must walk away and leave the relationship at this point. That's setting your boundary, and you are not allowing that person to cross that boundary again because you have eliminated them as a factor. They're not in your life anymore, so they can't cross that boundary. And you're allowing yourself, before any damage really happens, before you are hurt over and over again, before you are weakened, to move on with your head held high, with your integrity intact, and move on with your life. And you know what? It feels really good when you start doing that, when you really start being honest with yourself and being able to walk away from people that are bad for you. You will get so much confidence and esteem and joy and pride from that self-worship, that self-love, that you won't be able to go back. So this is just a matter of practice. You have to do this a few times. You have to say no. You're not going to please everybody. People don't like to be told no, even non-abusers, but you're going to have to do it. You can't be a people pleaser. You can't say yes to everybody and not allow yourself to be abused. When you start establishing strong boundaries and you start eliminating people from your life who don't respect your boundaries, you're going to see that the people that you're surrounded by are people that love and respect you, because that's all you're allowing in your life. That's when you know that you're ready to move on. That's when you know you're going to be able to trust the person that's in your life. Because as soon as they start showing these red flags, you're going to say sayonara. You're not going to let them be around long enough to start abusing you. The red flags that you see in the beginning of the relationship that you choose to ignore will ultimately be the result of the demise of your relationship in the end. So why go through all of the middle part? If you see these boundaries being crossed, these red flags, these abusive behaviors, and you ignore them, what do you think would make them ever stop? Absolutely nothing. The person is getting away with exactly what they want to. So they're going to continue, and in fact, it's going to get worse because you're going to get used to it, you're going to make excuses for it, you're going to get more wrapped up in this person, whether you marry them, have children with them, move in with them. It only will get harder to leave than if you were to leave in the beginning. And in the end, these red flags are going to be such deal breakers, such hardships, such horrible abuses in your relationship. And now you've got all this other stuff that's happened in between, marriage, kids, living together. It makes it so much harder to leave. You're too intertwined. And that's why we all end up here now, dealing with these horrible breakups and these horrible people that we have been enmeshed with. With all of that being said, the most important aspect of moving on into a new relationship after abuse is to make sure your boundaries are Fort Knox, strong as hell. And your boundaries are your deal breakers, essentially. Your boundaries can be cheating. If you are not going to tolerate somebody who cheats on you, the minute they give any indication that they're going to cheat on you or do cheat on you, you have to eliminate them from your life. That's it. One chance. There are no second chances. That's what establishing boundaries is. Silent treatment. If you are not going to tolerate somebody giving you the silent treatment, then the very first time that they give you the silent treatment, you go into no contact. That's it. You're done. And you can explain to them, I will not tolerate the silent treatment. We are not continuing with this relationship because you don't respect the fact that I don't want to deal with the silent treatment. And therefore, this relationship is now over. Period. Because they're going to just keep doing it. There is nothing to make them stop doing it unless you put your foot down. Whatever your deal breakers are, whatever red flags you see, you must immediately, on the first time that they cross that line, put your foot down and say no. And that is going to mean you're going to walk away from a lot of people. But that's okay. That's what you want. You need to weed out the bad seeds. You don't want people that treat you that way in your life. That's the point. And I think that's where a lot of us get hung up, that we think maybe that first person that comes along, they show us love and attention, and we're moving on from heartbreak and we just want that. So we ignore the red flags. But that doesn't get us anywhere good, guys. We have to put our foot down. We have to establish our boundaries off the hop. Okay, so I hope this video helps you guys out. I hope it explains why setting boundaries are so important and how to do it. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up button. You can also follow me on Instagram at Narcaway. And if you don't already, please subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you all.